Hello everyone, how are you all? I've received your messages regarding the completion of assignments. Very good, keep up the spirit. So now we'll move on to today's session. We'll now move on to the text. Our first lesson, the mysterious picture. While I read, you have to join me, so be ready with your textbook. So in the beginning, we saw till our hero has reached the palace of Archduke of Battenberg and he was stopped and questioned by the captain of guards. Later, he was presented before the Archduke and his paintings, the painting of Virgin Mary in royal robes, was liked by the Archduke and he was presented the seat of the court painter. Para 4. Your Highness, may it please you to remember me and my donkey, Jeff, for just one more minute. Till replied. So here the name of the donkey is mentioned, it's Jeff. My donkey has been feeding himself fairly well all along the way on the thorns and hedges and the grass on the roadside. But I have had nothing to eat for the past 3 days. So here Till said his donkey had enough food on his way. He fed on the grass and the thorns in the hedges. Here hedges means small bush or plants that is formed as fences. So Jeff may not be hungry, but Till had eaten nothing for the past 3 days. So he has clearly said he is feeling very hungry. My stomach has been complaining very loudly. Perhaps your Highness can even hear it now. So we all might have heard our stomach complaining, right? Especially during the 4th periods, we'll hear a loud noise from our stomachs, right? Teachers might be taking on classes and we feel a loud noise from our stomach. That is what happening to Till also. His stomach is making loud noises. So he is saying, Your Highness, you can even hear it now. I have been feeding myself with dreams of good food and drink at your royal table. So here, Till's intention is somewhat clear, right? He has been dreaming of good food and not of a chair of the court painter. He was dreaming of good food. So he clearly mentioned that I was dreaming about good food and drink at your table. He wanted a royal lunch or dinner at the court. The Archduke smiled and said, Well, my dear fellow, you will certainly have something more solid than dreams to feed on. But where's your donkey? Here, look at the reply of the Archduke. You will have something more solid than dreams to feed on. Look at the expression used by the author, more solid than dreams to feed on. Dreams are more imaginary, right? But solid food is the reality. So you'll have more solid than dreams to feed on. But where's your donkey? I left him outside opposite the palace. I shall be more grateful if Jeff is looked after. He needs a little fodder and lodging at night, said Till. So Till replied he had kept the donkey outside the palace. He'll be more grateful if Jeff is looked after. Grateful. So here look at the spelling of grateful, which is not G-R-E-A-T, but instead it is G-R-A-T-E-F-U-L. Grateful. Grateful means he'll be thankful if Jeff is looked after. Looked after means taken care of. If Jeff is looked after, he'll be more happy or thankful. And he needs a little fodder and lodging at night. Fodder and lodging means it's nothing but food and shelter at night, said Till. The Archduke immediately ordered the donkey to be taken care of, and he added, Treat it like one of my own animals. So, Jeff, the donkey, is going to get the royal treatment at the palace. Para 5. Before long, supper was served and it was like a wedding feast. Before long in the sense, it's a phrase here which means soon. Soon then the supper was served and it was like a wedding feast. The tables were loaded with every kind of food and drink. Wine flowed like water. So wine was served just like water. The courtiers stuffed themselves with the choicest dishes. The courtiers stuffed themselves. What do you mean by stuffing? We make stuffed toys, right? We have almost everyone will be having a stuffed toy in the showcase, which means you stuff or fill the toy with some kind of paper or a cloth inside it. Just like that, the courtiers filled their stomach with full of food. So see the irony here. Courtiers are the people who are the members in the court, and they have enough food every day, but still they stuff themselves with the choicest dishes. The Archduke made Till eat and drink until his stomach was about to burst. So the Archduke was very kind enough to serve him a splendid meal. The Archduke too ate heartily. The Archduke was very happy, and he also ate heartily. His face was flushed with drink, which means flushed means it's a turn to pink color after the drink. His face became pink or red after the wine. But he seemed lost in thought. He started to think something. He suddenly looked up and said loudly, "Our court painter must paint our portrait so that we'll have the satisfaction of leaving our memory to our descendants." So the Archduke was thinking something, and he suddenly looked up and said, "Our court painter Till must paint our portrait." Portrait means his painting, so that we'll have the satisfaction of leaving our memory to our descendants. So he'll be very satisfied, so he'll be very happy to leave his memory to his descendants. Descendants means the coming generation, the next generation people. We too have to take our place in the history along with our noble ancestors whose portraits adorn these walls. So the Archduke wanted his painting to be hanged along with the noble ancestors. Ancestors means his previous generation, the old people. He also wanted his portrait to be hanged along with the ancestors whose portraits adorn these walls. Adorn means decorated or make it more beautiful. The walls are more beautiful because of the paintings of his ancestors. So he also wanted his paintings to be hanged along with the ancestors. It is sad to think of death. We don't know when God will think fit to someone else. It is very sad to think about death. We never know when death comes. God will think fit to someone else means someone in the sense it means to call somebody or ask to come. So we never know when God will ask us to come to heaven. We never know when death comes. But our portrait should be painted. So before our death, I need my portrait to be painted by the court painter. Till quickly replied, "Your lordship's slightest wish is to me command." Till then replied that, "Your lordship, your small wish," slightest wish means your small wish is like a command to me. All the same, I do feel rather unhappy about painting your lordship all by yourself. All the same means at the same time, I do feel rather unhappy. I feel very unhappy. Why? To paint your lordship all by yourself. Your lordship means it's a way to address the Archduke, your highness, your majesty, your lordship. So it is very unhappy thing to paint your lordship all by yourself, all alone in the painting. Is it not terrible to think of your lordship being lonely forever and ever? So Till is worried about the Archduke being lonely in the painting forever and ever. Don't you think, ladies and gentlemen, that His Highness should be accompanied at least by Her Highness, her ladies, the noble generals and captains who adorn this court? Then Till turned towards the ladies and gentlemen who is present in the hall or in the room and is asking them, don't you think so? His Highness should be accompanied at least by Her Highness. So in the painting, His Highness should be accompanied or escorted by at least by Her Highness. Her Highness means the queen, the wife of the Archduke. He should be accompanied at least by Her Highness. So he is giving the list of the people to be painted or accompanied in the portrait. Her Highness, her ladies, her ladies in the sense they are the servants of Her Highness, the queen. Her ladies, the noble generals. Noble generals means the courtiers in the palace, and the captains who adorn this court. So these people should be accompanied in the portrait along with Highness. A court like this has few rivals in splendor, loveliness and chivalry. So again Till is using his polite way of praising the kingdom of Archduke. A court like this has a few rivals. Rivals means enemies. Few rivals means few is used as a negative word. So no rivals will be there. No one will be there to match the splendor or beauty, loveliness and chivalry, courage of the kingdom. No enemies will be or no one will be there to compete the splendor, loveliness, and chivalry with his kingdom. In the midst of such valor and beauty, I will make my lord and lady shine forth like moon surrounded by lanterns. He is again praising the Archduke and his wife by saying, I will make my lord and lady shine forth like moon. They will be shining in the portrait like the moon and surrounded by lanterns. Lanterns means lights. So the other people who is accompanied in the painting will be like the lights or the stars, small lamps around the moon. We'll wind up for the day. See you in the next class. Thank you.